guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. Yamoshi in his dimension was releasing an extremely incredible power, so much that it would even create dimensional portals through the other multiverses. That's right, the power of Yamoshi was so much that he had destroyed the space-time completely. That at moment, with a loud scream, Yamoshi had access to his legendary transformation, destroying everything around him. At that moment, Yamoshi would observe the dimensional cracks. It's time for the Supreme King of all to return, and put a stop to the beings of the other multiverses. I'll not allow them to harm Kakarot again. Yamoshi at the beginning would enter the dimensional rift. Meanwhile, on the planet of Beerus, everything was being destroyed due to an incredible power. That's right, Yamoshi had not yet arrived to his planet, but the power he was giving off was enough to destroy everything around him. What's going on? A new enemy?
I don't know, Mr. Beerus, but the power that this being gives off is incredible. So much so that I even know that it surpasses the power of Mr. Goku with ease. At that moment that Yamoshi arrived to the earthly world, hundreds of planets for all the 12 universes were destroyed. Due to the fury of Yamoshi, at that moment, Beerus and Whis were surprised to observe a being with Saiyan appearance. That's right, the powerful Yamoshi, when presented in his legendary transformation, it was evident that it was a Saiyan.
But who are you, mighty Saiyan God?
Yamoshi, without saying a single word, was approaching Goku. At that moment, Beerus and Whis, with difficulty, would get in front of Yamoshi. We know that his power surpasses us by tens of times, or even more, but we won't allow him to do anything to Mr. Goku now that he's not able to defend himself.
That's right. If you want to end his life, you'll have to go over us first.
Yamoshi at that moment would begin to laugh big.
Ha 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 ha! Being simple scum, they would give their lives for Kakarot? They really are worthy of me training them.
Yamoshi at that moment would decrease his pressure, making Beerus and Whis move freely. At that moment, Yamoshi would approach Goku, and with a strong blow in his stomach, would make him react. That's right, Yamoshi in that blow had been able to make all of his ki flow normally through his sea of energy. At that moment, Goku's body was adapting the power he had used against Zyko. While this happened, Beerus would approach Yamoshi.
Mighty God, how do you know Goku? Who are you? I trained Kakarot. And to answer your second question, I was the first king of everything. And I was known as the king of everything Supreme Saiyan.
Beerus and Whis were very surprised to know that in front of them, they had an incredibly powerful being that even surpassed the power of Goku, who was already the most powerful guy of all the universes, and after a few minutes, Goku had reacted. Ouch! My whole body hurts. But it's you, Yamoshi!
Ha 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 ha! As far as I can tell, you've been beaten up.
Goku at that moment would start to explain everything that happened. However, Yamoshi would not need explanation since he had seen everything.
I've returned since you already are for your last training to control and master the Ultra Instincts Phase 4, or better known as the Annihilator of Kings.
Annihilator of Kings?
That's right. Since this transformation, you'll be able to end the life of a king completely in one blow, without any effort whatsoever.
Goku would be very surprised by Yamoshi's words. I'm ready to become much more powerful. I'm sure that guy will come back and I want to be able to defeat him with my own hands, because the energy he gave off could be felt as he ended the lives of thousands of living beings. Goku and Yamoshi at that very moment, without saying anything, began to move at a great speed. And at that moment, both began to exchange blows at an incredible speed, being so much that they were fighting for all the universes. But the other gods and angels were not able to perceive them to overcome their perception. So it is, Goku and Yamoshi were exchanging blows, but in each exchange, Goku was much more hurt. At the time of taking both a little distance, Goku was a little hurt. How the hell have you done all this power? I thought when I reached Berserker mode, I was able to overcome all your power.
Kakarot, I have the power of a king at all, before I'm using a part of my true power.
Meanwhile, Daishinken was also very surprised by Yamoshi's presence, since even he had never met him. He had only heard legends of his power millions of years ago.
This is amazing. The original king of everything is in our 12 universes, and he has personally trained Lord Goku.
Meanwhile, in a multiverse very different from this, Zykor was meditating since his body had been left in terrible condition. However, at that moment, Zykor with great fury would give a great scream.
Ah! Damn you! I swear I'll end your miserable life. The only one who had humiliated me in this way had been that damned Yamoshi. I'll not let you live.
Zykor would continue with his meditation to be able to heal each one of his wounds and return to the multiverse of Zeno-sama to finish off Goku once and for all. Returning to Yamoshi and Goku, Goku had fallen to the ground in his base state and was very badly wounded. That's right, Yamoshi's power was abysmal. No matter with that, Goku was in his berserker state, which gave him an overwhelming resistance. Yamoshi's fists seemed to be made of iron, which shattered Goku's body with each exchange of blows. Ouch, Yamoshi! I thought I was just training, but the power of your blows has pulverized every one of my bones.
Whis, please heal Goku's wounds. I hope you're prepared because now I'll train with you. I want to become much more powerful, but I hope I don't die in a simple training.
Whis would use his baculum to heal all the wounds on Goku's body, making him even have a powerful Zenkai. At that moment, Whis and Beerus would get into battle pose. Yamoshi would stretch out one of his arms.
This'll be enough. Come and attack with everything you have.
At that moment, Whis and Beerus rushed against Yamoshi, being in vain since Yamoshi dodged each one of their blows without any difficulty. Meanwhile, in the time room, Frieza and Vegeta were taking a rigorous training which, for both warriors, had given excellent results, because Vegeta had achieved the Super Saiyan 4, while Frieza had taken beyond the power in his transformation of Black Frieza.
With his power, I'll end Kakarot's life once and for all.
And I will help him in every way, Vegeta-sama. I swear we will finish that wretch.
Vegeta and Frieza continued with their arduous training. They were preparing themselves to be able to finish with the life of Goku and every warrior that's on their side. Returning to Whis and Beerus, both had been very badly wounded when facing the powerful god Yamoshi, who with a simple few blows had been able to leave them very badly wounded. Yamoshi on this occasion decided to give them a little of his legendary power, as his power was unlimited and would not affect him in the least. However, in that moment, when the power entered his body, Vegeta and Beerus had to fight him. At the moment that the power went into the body of both deities, the power had shot up in an amazing way. So much so that even Beerus had been able to achieve a transformation while Whis had increased his power in an incredible way, so much so that he was even able to face Daishenkin. At that moment, Beerus, feeling that he was exploding, would access his new transformation, with which he would shake the entire Universe 7. That's right, the powerful god Beerus had achieved a new power.
Mighty King Yamoshi, I thank you for the power you've given me. I promise to use this power to protect the weak and make this world better for every space.
Thank you very much for helping us to overcome your powers.
You should not thank me. You're worthy warriors for whom I can entrust my power. Because even knowing that I could finish you, you decided to protect Kakarot. Then I hope you're ready for the new training, because it'll be much more difficult.
However, at that precise moment, Goku's body began to release again an incredible power. That's right, Goku's body had mastered 100% of the power of Ultra Instinct Phase 4, beginning again to transform. His power was able to shake every corner of the 12 universes. The gods, to feel such power, they didn't know what was happening. At that moment, the 11 gods, along with their angels, had gone to the planet of Beerus to know who was the owner of this power. At the time of arrival, everyone had been surprised to see Goku, but very different because his appearance was that of a celestial being. Is it Goku? I'm not able to feel his power. What happened to him?
The power of the Saiyan Goku had surpassed all our limits. He's the one chosen to be the supreme god of destruction, as Zeno-sama said.
However, at that moment, a new power would also be felt all over the planet. The powerful Beerus had increased his power to the maximum, being in his new transformation, with which he was able to fight against all the gods and angels and defeat them with a little difficulty. His power would draw the attention of everyone, especially that of Champa, which was his twin brother. But Beerus, how did you get all that power?
I've been training with the original king of everything.
The original king of everything? What the hell are you talking about? At that moment, a great pressure would fall on all the gods and angels, who would fall to the ground on their knees. And the only ones who remained standing were the deities of Universe 7 and Goku, who had an amazing power.
And what is this power? Am I not able to move any of my bones? Yeah, I'm the king of the original everything, but when my power endangered the 18 universes, I asked Daisuke to seal me.
At that instant, all the angels were surprised since Daisuke-sama was his grandfather. That is, the father of Daishinkan-sama, and according to the rumors, no being will be able to have the same power as Daisuke-sama. In that moment, Yamoshi would diminish his murderous intention.
Gods and angels, as you can observe, there's no inconvenience, but I'll give you an order. I want you to train much more, since an extremely powerful being is approaching our multiverse, and we must have the necessary power to protect it. As you command, Yamoshi-sama.
Meanwhile, in the time room, Vegeta and Frieza had already controlled 100% of all their power, and had even created a technique called Divine Union, which consisted of uniting their powers. But each being kept his own body. That is, the power of both was multiplied 100 times, but separately, it was much more powerful technique than a fusion.
Finally, we're ready, but we'll train 3 more years to be ready. We must be ready because if I think Daishinkan will get in the way of our plans.
No matter who our opponent Vegeta-sama is, our powers have increased in a big way.
Meanwhile, in Universe 7 again, Zykor's portal has been created. That's right, Zykor had fully recovered, releasing an abysmal power to get Goku's attention, who, with his simple power, had destroyed millions of planets, and with this, the life of millions of living beings. Yamoshi, furious, would raise his power to the maximum, releasing a power much more incredible than Zykor's, which at that moment, he would quickly recognize.
Is that Yamoshi's power?
Yamoshi continued to increase his power by accessing his legendary transformation, which will allow him to push his body to the limit.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.